Hey, this is Rachel and you're watching Ray of Books, and today I'm finally doing my bookshelf tour, which is why I am not in the frame. I am so sorry for taking so long to upload a video and everything, but I figured a bookshelf tour would be a very kind way to make up for that. So please excuse my shaky camera holding and any strange focusing shenanigans that occur, and let me just explain to you the layout of my bookshelves real quick. So basically we're gonna I'm in my mirror. Basically I have two bookshelves that I'm going to show you in this one, and they start, so the one right here is just mostly some classics and then historical fiction breaking down into regular fiction, and then this one over here is like a continuation of the classics, and then it starts with like fantasy and some science fiction, and then it pretty much is only fantasy. And then at the very bottom of my bookshelf, excuse my mess, are books that I'm giving away to a certain point, and then just like children books and books that I can't part with but are too big to fit on any of the other shelves. So let me just start showing you better whatchamacallits of the books on my shelves. So this is my first shelf of classics, and as you can see, some of these are what I like to call my pretties. So these are just my grandma's collection, and the ones that are in my room, I actually have another bookshelf of these in the front of the house. The ones that are in my room are more or less like my favorites. And yeah, and then it breaks down into some of my more vintage books. These are leather bound copies, and I think they are just so beautiful. These were actually my grandma's. Most of my old books are my grandma's, and I guess I'm just gonna kind of like continue on to like the shelf over here. I'm sitting on a stool, so I can't like really get up close and personal, but yeah, those are a whole bunch of my old classics. If you'd like for me to do a video more in depth on my classics and my old books, I'd be more than willing to do that. Just let me know. And after the classic, it breaks down into my historical fiction. As we can see, I have a bunch of Philippa Gregory. I absolutely love her writing, even though I know she's not the most historically accurate writer ever. I'm looking at you, other Boleyn girl. I still find her writing to be incredibly interesting, and yeah. And then my current favorite historical fiction writer is Hilary Mantel. She writes about Thomas Cromwell of Henry VIII's court, and he is one of my let's say lesser known favorite historical figures. I think he was amazing for orchestrating all of the things that he did the way how he did. And then these are just the Sandra Gullard, I don't know how to pronounce the name, about the life of Josephine Bonaparte, and I think this series was amazing. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, no, it was fantastic. And then further down is kind of like a break in historical fiction. This was my first ever Beanie Baby, and it's just a memory box. But these are just like my paperbacks, and yeah, really they're just paperbacks. There's two rows, they're like kind of stacked, and yeah, those are just paperbacks. And then more historical fiction. Margaret George is an amazing historical fiction author. Like I absolutely love her. And I wasn't exactly sure where to put the Ken Follett book. I was unsure if it was historical fiction or just regular fiction, so I kind of left it in historical fiction. I think he's a pretty great writer, but there wasn't really very like history to me. It kind of felt more meh. Oh, and before I move on again, Michael Faber's The Crimson Petal and the White is amazing. It is a look at prostitution and how prostitutes kind of functioned in like this pretty interesting London society. I believe it's like at the turn of like the I want to say the mechanical revolution, but I know that's not the right word. It'll probably come to me when I'm done filming, but hopefully people will understand. I absolutely loved that book. And then I have some Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and then my bookshelf kind of starts breaking down into more general fiction. A lot of these I actually haven't read. Like, I haven't read these two, even though I've heard really great things about them. I still haven't read them. And oh, Johnny Mad Dog is freaking amazing. By Emmanuel Dongala, I believe. Yeah, no, like, this book is, I think I read it when I was maybe 16, maybe a little bit younger. I have to reread it, but I remember it being really amazing, and it made me really interested in some of the events going on in Africa. So definitely check that one out. Another favorite of mine is Book of the Unknown. This is a series of Jewish folk stories, and I think they're just friggin' beautiful. They're creepy, but in a good way. And then I have some of my, oh god, I'm all shaky, some of my Shakespeare's. And these I had for a class, but I absolutely adored the covers on them, which is why I didn't sell them back, even though I am not a very big Shakespeare fan. Please don't shame me or anything. I'm not into plays that much. I have some Little Bit Brave from when I was a teenager. I absolutely loved that series growing up. And then a few classics that I don't really know why they're down here actually. I've done a review on the making of the Marchioness, which I thought was amazing. I wish I could find more of these. I actually found this one at a Friends of the Library bookstore, but I absolutely love the color of the spine on these. So if anyone knows where I could find these or a website for these, I would be greatly appreciated. Or maybe I should just stop being lazy and actually look for myself. So yeah. Oh, and then the next shelf is just some more just general fiction. This is actually one of my all-time favorite books, Brilliant by Martin Davis Kellogg. It is about a jewel thief, and it is the most unexpected type of jewel thief, and I absolutely love it. It's kind of more of a, I guess, like chick lit type book, but it's amazing. I would recommend anyone read that over the summer. It is a perfect summer read. And yeah. And of course I have the complete Sherlock Holmes and what's this one? Mr. Pembra's 24-hour bookstore. So that is pretty much it for this shelf. We're going up. And then on my second bookshelf, I'm skipping the classic section again, is the beginning of my science. It's mostly fantasy and science fiction. I actually haven't really read these. I flipped through them when I was really young. I don't really remember them, but they're up here because I need to reread them soon. The Mist of Avalon is one of my favorite books. I think I read this way before I should have. And yeah, then I have a whole bunch of other Marion Zimmer Bradley. I'm actually trying to finish the series, but I'm having a whole bunch of trouble locating the ones that I actually want, or the editions that I want, so holding off on those for a little bit. I used to have the complete color series of these. I have no idea what happened to them. All I have left is the Lilac Fairy book, and I'm absolutely heartbroken. And then of course you can't have a fantasy shelf without some J.R.R. Tolkien, and I have The Hobbit, which has kind of been chipped away at. The reason why this one's in such bad condition is because I used to bring it with me to middle school to read, and I was bullied in middle school, and one day one of my bullies took the book from me and kind of just played catch with it between him and a friend, and this part of the spine fell off, and I was really, really sad about it. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then I have the Book of Lost Tales and the Silmarillion. Oh god, that book. That book is hard. That book is so friggin' hard. If you've read it, can you just tell me if you thought it was hard? Because I need to know. I need to know if I'm the only one that had problems with it. And then I have my all-time favorite writing duo, Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman. Secret of the Dragon series. I absolutely love it. You're gonna see a whole bunch of those. And then moving down to the paperback science fiction fantasy shelf. It's mostly made up of Dragonlance, as you can tell, with a few of Jane Lynn Skold's series. But yeah, Dragonlance is my favorite. And oh yeah, and then some R.A. Salvatore, which is the Forgotten Realms, and this is the Drizzt series. I never know how to say his name properly, so I'm just gonna hope it's Drizzt or Drizzt or something. It's fantasy. We can make up names, right? Right. Okay. And then the books that started it all are definitely the ones by Tamora Pierce. I read Wild Magic. As you could tell, my copy is so beat up. These were my all-time favorite books growing up. I must have read the series like 20 or more times. It wasn't Harry Potter that got me into reading. It was Tamora Pierce and the whole world of Tortall, and oh my goodness, I was in love from the very first page with this whole series. I think I have the rest somewhere around here, but it was definitely them that got me really into fantasy and all of that. I have my Yolen series right here, and of course I have a whole bunch of I have all the Game of Thrones books. I really want to find this one in paperback though, because I have these paperbacks, but then I have like this huge hardcover copy. Does that frustrate anyone else when you have like one hardcover copy after having like a ton of paperbacks? It frustrates me. And then moving on down, more Tamora Pierce, Trickster's Queen and Trickster's Choice. Other way around, Rachel. And another copy of Dragon's Blood. I don't know why I have two copies. Huh. That is strange. Okay. The guy who did the Redwall series, he wrote this really good one called Castaways of the Flying Dutchman. And this book is amazing. It made me like cry when I was a kid, and it still makes me cry to this very day, which is why I still have it. It's such a touching story, and it's like a kid and his dog. And I was just like, oh my goodness, how many feels can we have in one day? And then some more dragony related things. And then my bookshelf kind of like dips back for a while. Why it does, I'm not really sure. I think I just wanted, to start another like double paperback row like I had on the other bookshelf, but I didn't have enough paperbacks. But The Sight is a really good book. It's about wolves and kind of like wolfy magic. I didn't actually read Firebringer, but I know Firebringer is about like an elk or a moose or something. Oops, that was my phone. So I really liked this one when I was a kid, and that's why I still have it. But yeah, what else? Of course, get back on the shelf. I have Neil Gaiman's American Gods. I had mixed feelings about it. Stone of Destiny was also a really good one. I wish I could find more of her work. For some reason, it's marketed as historical fiction, but I kind of consider it more to be like a fantasy type book. And then some more Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman, and then more Tamora Pierce and an Anteater Beanie Baby. I need them on the shelf. The Circle of Magic and the Protector of the Small series. I actually haven't read anything after Protector of the Small. I don't know why. I just kind of wanted to stop reading Tamora Pierce because I'm afraid that I won't like her new works as much as I loved her old works, and I don't want to ruin, the magic for me. So that that is why that has been that. Ow, oh god. And then my last shelf are kind of like my lesser read fantasy books, or just like the ones I don't really know where to put on the shelf. So Chronicles of Narnia, Dragon on the Border, Wandering a Witch World, some more Anne McCaffrey, and of course every 90s person has the Harry Potter series. I'm actually missing a book, I think. What am I missing? I'm missing 6. So yeah, I wasn't that big of a Harry Potter kid, which is shameful to some people. But I will admit it, I didn't really get into Harry Potter like 100%. Like, I like the books, but I don't really feel any strong, oh my god, they're my life and soul connection to them. Not as much as I did to Dragonlance or Tamora Pierce or any of the other authors. I just thought they were okay. Please, no one shoot me for it. And finally, on the very, very bottom shelf, I keep moving a stool over, that's what's making that sound, are a whole bunch of like my children's books. This one was one of my all-time favorites when I was a kid. It has like this whole harvesty time theme to it, and the drawings are absolutely beautiful, and I adore this book to death. The Peach Lady was like my favorite. She made me love peaches. And yeah, and then what else is there? There's just a few more of like my general giant books, and then some, I forgot the word I was going to use, some mythical favorite books kind of ended up back here, and a children's book about seasons. So basically the shelf is just like miscellanea things. And then this one, I forgot to actually do this one. This one is some of my comics and books that I just really need to get rid of. So yeah, I just need to get rid of them. They don't do anything for me or my bookshelves. And yeah, so that is the end of my bookshelf tour. Let me just back up a little bit and give you another overview of the shelves. And up top is like a whole bunch of cameras and Pirates of the Caribbean Monopoly. And yeah, so this is my bookshelf tour. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I will try to have another video sometime soon. I've just been dealing with a lot of things in life. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and read a wonderful book. Bye!